Welcome to this audiobook summary of The Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness, written by Housel. In this book, Housel delves deep into the complex and often emotional relationship we all have with money. Through stories and insightful examples, he reveals the subtle yet profound ways in which our attitudes, behaviors, and psychology shape our financial outcomes. Many of us think of wealth as just numbers or material possessions, but Housel shows us that our decisions around money are deeply personal and sometimes irrational. In a world where financial success is often viewed as a formula, this book teaches us that understanding why we think the way we do about money is just as important as knowing how to grow it. Whether you're an experienced investor or just starting to learn about personal finance, the wisdom in these pages will inspire you to rethink how you approach money. It's not just about how much you make, it's about what you believe and how you act. So, sit back, relax, and join me on this journey through the psychology of money. Together, we'll explore timeless lessons that will change how you see wealth, risk, and opportunity, all while keeping in mind that no two financial journeys are the same. Chapter 1. No one's crazy when it comes to money. Our decisions often appear irrational to others. Yet, Housel begins with an important realization. No one is crazy when it comes to money. Every person makes financial decisions based on their unique experiences, background, and environment, which shape their perception of risk, opportunity, and security. Housel illustrates this idea by emphasizing that people's life stories profoundly influence how they interact with money. Someone who grew up during a time of economic crisis, such as the Great Depression or the 2008 financial crash, will likely view financial risks very differently from someone who grew up in a time of economic prosperity. The person from a more prosperous era may see the stock market as a great opportunity for growth, while someone who experienced financial devastation might see it as a dangerous gamble. Personal experiences shape financial decisions. Imagine two people. One was raised in the 1970s, when inflation soared, unemployment was high, and interest rates were volatile. The other grew up in the 1990s, a decade marked by a booming stock market, technological innovation, and relatively low inflation. The first person may focus on saving aggressively, worried about future downturns. The second person may be more inclined to invest aggressively, confident that the market always trends upwards in the long run. Neither approach is inherently wrong. Both are based on the individual's experiences and understanding of financial reality. Housel calls this personal history bias, the idea that what you've lived through will inevitably shape how you view money. He stresses that no one's financial behavior is truly irrational when viewed through the lens of their personal experience. The role of subjective perspective. Housel uses a compelling example to highlight how people from different generations may view the same financial event very differently. Take the 2008 financial crisis, for instance. If you were just starting your career or investing for the first time during that period, the idea of putting money into the stock market might seem risky and foolish. You saw firsthand how the market can crash overnight, wiping out trillions of dollars in wealth. On the other hand, if you'd been investing for 20 years before 2008, you may have a different perspective. You might see market downturns as temporary and even view the crash as a buying opportunity. In fact, many seasoned investors doubled down during the recession, confident that the market would recover as it always had in the past. For them, the risk seemed worth taking because of their long-term view. The lesson is that two people can look at the exact same financial event, like a market crash, and come to completely opposite conclusions, and neither one is necessarily crazy. They are both acting rationally based on their own experiences and the narratives they've formed about money. Money is deeply emotional. This chapter also touches on the emotional aspects of money. Housel points out that for many people, financial decisions are not just about numbers. They are about security, freedom, and survival. For example, someone who grew up in poverty might prioritize saving every penny they can, even when it seems unnecessary to others. Their fear of running out of money drives their decisions. In contrast, someone who grew up in a wealthy family might be more comfortable spending freely because they've never known what it's like to struggle financially. They may assume that wealth is something that can always be replenished. Again, neither approach is crazy. They are simply different responses to different life experiences. Housel emphasizes that money is more about psychology than math. People's emotions, their relationship with security, and their need for control over their future often drive financial decisions more than logic or analysis. The mistake is in judging others' choices without understanding the emotional and experiential forces behind them. Understanding personal finance is more than numbers. Another key point in this chapter is that while finance books and experts often present investing and saving as mathematical equations, the reality is much more complex. People don't make decisions in a vacuum, and financial planning is not one size fits all. To make wiser financial decisions, Housel encourages readers to acknowledge the power of their own personal experiences. Rather than focusing solely on what's rational or correct in a financial textbook, it's important to understand your own biases, values, and emotional triggers. For example, someone who grew up with unstable parents and financial insecurity may prioritize saving over everything else, even when investment opportunities are present. Their financial behavior is driven by a deep emotional need for stability. On the other hand, someone who experienced financial stability throughout their life might be willing to take bigger risks because they believe things will work out in the long run. The way we handle money, Housel argues, is a reflection of our values, experiences, and emotional needs more than it is a purely logical process. Empathy in financial decision-making. One of the most powerful messages from this chapter is the importance of empathy in understanding financial behavior. If we recognize that everyone's financial choices are a product of their unique life story, we can avoid being judgmental or dismissive. People aren't making bad or crazy decisions. Rather, they are responding to the experiences and circumstances that shaped them. For instance, it's easy to criticize someone for not investing in the stock market, but that person might have grown up watching their parents lose everything during a market crash. Alternatively, we might question why someone would spend recklessly, but they may have come from a background where money was always abundant and there was never a need to save. Instead of assuming that others are being irrational with money, we should seek to understand their context. By doing so, we can build better relationships and even make better financial decisions ourselves by learning from different perspectives. Key takeaways from Chapter 1. Everyone's financial decisions are shaped by their unique life experiences. What seems irrational to you might make perfect sense to someone else based on their past. Financial decisions are more emotional than mathematical. They are driven by values, needs, and life stories. Empathy is essential in understanding others' financial behaviors. There's always a backstory. By acknowledging the subjective nature of financial decision-making, we can better understand our own financial choices and make wiser, more informed decisions. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. In Chapter 2, Morgan Housel delves into the often overlooked relationship between luck and risk in financial success. These two elements play an enormous role in shaping outcomes, yet they are not always given the attention they deserve. The way we interpret success and failure in finance can be skewed because we tend to overlook the randomness of luck and the influence of risk in shaping our financial lives. The story of Bill Gates and his school Housel begins by highlighting the story of Bill Gates as a perfect example of the role luck can play in success. Gates attended one of the few high schools in the world that had a computer, and this early exposure played a key role in his future success. While Gates was undoubtedly talented, intelligent, and hard-working, Housel points out that thousands of other people were likely just as smart and capable as Gates, but they didn't have the same unique opportunity to interact with a computer at such a young age. Luck, in this case, was a critical factor in Gates's eventual rise to the top. If Gates had been born just a few years earlier or attended a different school, it's unlikely he would have had the same opportunities. The takeaway here is that success is never solely about hard work or skill. Luck and timing play major roles in shaping the outcomes of our financial lives, even if we don't always recognize it. The unseen role of risk. Just as luck plays a role in success, risk plays a role in failure. Housel introduces the story of Kent Evans, one of Bill Gates's close friends and fellow students. Like Gates, Evans was exceptionally smart and driven, and many believed he was destined for great things. Unfortunately, Evans tragically died in a mountaineering accident at a young age, cutting short what could have been an extraordinary career. The contrast between Gates's success and Evans' untimely death highlights the invisible role that risk can play in determining our fates. Just as some people benefit from luck, others are hit hard by unforeseen risks. It's a reminder that life is unpredictable, and no matter how smart or prepared you are, you cannot completely control the outcome. The problem of attribution. One of the most challenging aspects of luck and risk is that they are often invisible, leading people to misattribute outcomes to skill, effort, or poor decision-making. For example, when someone succeeds financially, it's easy to assume that their success is purely the result of hard work and intelligence. But in reality, luck often plays a larger role than we realize. Similarly, when someone fails, it's easy to blame poor decisions or lack of skill, when in fact, bad luck or unexpected risks may have been the primary factors. Housel stresses that while it's important to work hard and make smart decisions, it's equally important to remain humble and acknowledge the role of luck and risk in shaping outcomes. This humility is crucial for avoiding the pitfalls of overconfidence and for making better decisions in the future. The importance of being careful with attribution. Housel warns against making snap judgments about other people's success or failure. We tend to glorify successful people as if they've unlocked some secret formula, while we dismiss those who failed as careless or incompetent. But the truth is often more complicated. Even the most brilliant entrepreneurs or investors might be beneficiaries of favorable timing, good fortune, or unforeseen advantages. Conversely, many people who end up bankrupt or in financial trouble may not have done anything wrong. They may have faced risks that were impossible to foresee or control. Understanding the delicate balance between luck and risk can help you avoid being too hard on yourself when things go wrong or too overconfident when they go right. Housel's take on luck and risk in investing. When it comes to investing, luck and risk are especially important to consider. The stock market, for example, is full of uncertainty, and it's impossible to predict with 100% accuracy what will happen next. No matter how well-researched or carefully planned an investment strategy is, there is always an element of risk that could lead to losses. At the same time, Housel argues that we should recognize when luck has worked in our favor. If an investment performs better than expected, it's tempting to attribute this success to skill or foresight. But in many cases, it's just as likely that luck played a role, whether it's a sudden market rally or an unexpected economic boom. By acknowledging the role of luck and risk in investing, you can develop a healthier relationship with your financial decisions. It helps you stay grounded, avoid the temptation to chase quick wins, and focus on long-term success. Chapter 3. Never Enough. In this chapter, Housel addresses the dangerous mentality of never enough when it comes to money. The relentless pursuit of more wealth, more success, more status, can lead to disastrous decisions and, ironically, financial ruin. No matter how much someone has achieved, there's often a temptation to keep chasing after more, which can lead to taking unnecessary risks and undermining the security they've already built. The story of Rajat Gupta Housel illustrates this point through the story of Rajat Gupta, a former CEO of McKinsey & Company who, despite his incredible success and wealth, got involved in insider trading to gain even more. Gupta was already extraordinarily successful and wealthy, yet his desire for even greater riches drove him to break the law. He was eventually caught and convicted, leading to the loss of his reputation, wealth, and freedom. Gupta's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of not knowing when to stop. Housel argues that even when someone has achieved immense financial success, the insatiable pursuit of more can lead to ruin. The problem with the never enough mentality is that it's based on the false assumption that accumulating more wealth will solve all of life's problems or provide lasting happiness. Greed has no ceiling. The chapter also explores how human nature often leads us to move the goalposts of what we consider enough. People tend to set financial goals, such as having a certain amount in savings or earning a particular salary. But once they achieve those goals, they often feel unsatisfied and quickly set new, higher goals. Housel explains that this can become a never-ending cycle where no matter how much money you have, it never feels like enough. There's always someone with more, and the constant comparison to others drives people to chase after bigger and better things, often to their own detriment. The cost of always wanting more. Housel argues that the pursuit of more doesn't just lead to bad financial decisions, it can also lead to a less fulfilling life. Many people sacrifice their time, relationships, and happiness in the pursuit of money, believing that once they reach a certain level of wealth, they'll finally be happy. But, as research shows, beyond a certain point, more money doesn't necessarily lead to more happiness. In fact, it can lead to more stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. The chapter also touches on the psychological trap of relative wealth. It's not enough for many people to be rich. They want to be richer than their peers. This comparison trap can make even the wealthy feel poor because there's always someone who has more. As a result, they keep chasing after more wealth in a futile attempt to stay ahead of the competition. The power of knowing when to stop. Housel emphasizes that true financial success isn't about constantly accumulating more wealth. It's about knowing when you have enough and being content with what you have. This sense of enough can bring greater peace of mind, satisfaction, and happiness than continually striving for more. Housel also points out that having enough doesn't mean giving up ambition or not pursuing opportunities. Rather, it means having a clear understanding of your financial goals and priorities and recognizing when you've reached a point of security and contentment. The fine line between ambition and greed. Ambition and greed can often blur together. Ambition drives people to work hard and achieve success, but unchecked greed can lead to poor decisions and risky behavior. Housel argues that the key is to find a balance, being ambitious without being greedy, knowing when to push for more and when to stop. One of the dangers of the never enough mentality is that it can lead people to take unnecessary risks as they continually seek to increase their wealth beyond what's reasonably achievable. This is why so many people who are already successful end up losing everything. They weren't content with what they had and made reckless decisions in pursuit of more. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. In this chapter, Morgan Housel takes us on a journey to explore the powerful concept of compounding, how small, consistent actions can lead to extraordinary results over time. While the idea of compounding is often associated with finances, its implications stretch far beyond just money. Housel emphasizes that understanding compounding is key to making wise financial decisions and achieving long-term success. The magic of compounding. Housel begins by illustrating the fundamental principle of compounding through a simple but striking example, the power of time. He explains that compounding is not merely about earning interest on your investments, but rather about the exponential growth that occurs when you allow your money to work for you over a long period. Consider this. If you invest $1,000 at an annual interest rate of 7% in just over 10 years, that investment will grow to about $2,000. If you leave it for another 10 years, it will reach approximately $4,000. The longer you let your money grow, the more significant the returns become, thanks to compounding. Housel notes that the key to compounding is patience. The power of patience. Housel emphasizes that patience is perhaps the most crucial component of harnessing the power of compounding. In a world that often prioritizes instant gratification, the ability to wait for your investments to grow can be a game changer. He recounts the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history. Buffett's wealth didn't come from making quick, high-stakes bets, but rather from consistently investing over decades and allowing compounding to work its magic. Buffett famously said, "The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient." This quote serves as a reminder that those who are willing to remain patient and committed to their investments will reap the rewards of compounding over time. A lesson in consistency. Housel also explores the importance of consistency in building wealth through compounding. It's not just about making a single large investment. Instead, it's about consistently contributing to your investments over time. He highlights that even small contributions, when invested regularly, can accumulate into substantial amounts over the years. For example, if you invest just $100 a month for 40 years at a 7% return, you will have over $300,000 by the end of that period. This example shows that anyone can build wealth over time, regardless of their starting point, as long as they remain consistent in their efforts. The importance of time. Housel stresses that one of the most significant advantages of compounding is the time horizon. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. He likens it to planting a tree. If you plant a tree today, it may take years to bear fruit, but if you wait too long to plant it, you'll miss out on years of potential growth. This principle reinforces the importance of starting early, even if you can only contribute a small amount. The earlier you begin, the more you can benefit from the compounding effect over your lifetime. The dangers of ignoring compounding. While Housel illustrates the benefits of compounding, he also cautions against the dangers of ignoring it. Many people underestimate the long-term impact of compounding, often focusing instead on short-term gains or losses. He points out that this short-sightedness can lead to missed opportunities for growth. Housel shares a story about a person who hesitated to invest in the stock market due to market volatility, opting instead to keep their money in cash. Over time, the cash's purchasing power diminished due to inflation, while the stock market continued to grow. This example underscores the importance of recognizing compounding's potential even amidst market fluctuations. Compounding beyond finance. Housel extends the concept of compounding beyond finances to encompass personal growth and development. The same principles apply to our skills, knowledge, and relationships. Small, consistent efforts in learning, networking, or self-improvement can lead to significant growth over time. For instance, if you dedicate just 30 minutes a day to reading or learning a new skill, you'll have invested over 180 hours in a year, equating to substantial knowledge acquisition. This compounding effect can open doors and create opportunities in your personal and professional life. The key takeaway. In conclusion, Chapter 4 of The Psychology of Money emphasizes that compounding is a powerful and often underappreciated force in building wealth and achieving long-term success. By understanding the magic of compounding, practicing patience, and being consistent in your efforts, you can unlock significant financial growth and personal development over time. As Housel reminds us, it's not just about the initial amount you invest, but the time and consistency you bring to your journey. Remember, the greatest wealth often comes from those who understand and leverage the profound principle of compounding. Chapter 5, Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. In this chapter, Housel explores the critical distinction between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. Many people can achieve wealth through various means, but the real challenge lies in maintaining that wealth over the long term. The two different skills. Housel emphasizes that getting wealthy often requires taking risks, being bold, and embracing uncertainty. Entrepreneurs and investors frequently seek opportunities that others might shy away from, aiming for high rewards. However, once wealth is achieved, the skills required to keep that wealth can be entirely different. Staying wealthy involves discipline, frugality, and the ability to manage risk effectively. Housel explains that many successful individuals fail to appreciate the need for a more conservative approach once they have achieved financial success. The transition from risk-taking to risk management can be difficult for many, leading to decisions that jeopardize their wealth. The story of the successful investor. Housel shares the story of a highly successful investor who amassed great wealth in a short period, but later lost it all due to excessive risk-taking and poor financial decisions. This cautionary tale serves as a reminder that the habits that help someone get rich may not be the same ones that preserve that wealth. The role of humility. One of the central themes of this chapter is the importance of humility in financial decision-making. Housel highlights that many wealthy individuals fall into the trap of overconfidence, believing they are invincible and that their previous successes will continue indefinitely. This mindset can lead to reckless behavior and ultimately result in financial downfall. Housel suggests that maintaining a humble approach to wealth is crucial for long-term success. Acknowledging that the market is unpredictable and that external factors can greatly influence financial outcomes can help individuals remain cautious and thoughtful in their financial decisions. Avoiding the more mentality. Another significant aspect of this chapter is the idea of avoiding the more mentality. Housel argues that constantly seeking more wealth can be detrimental, as it can lead to riskier decisions and an unsustainable lifestyle. Instead, finding a balance between enjoying wealth and being prudent is essential for long-term success. Key takeaways from Chapter 5. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy require different skills. Risk-taking is often necessary to build wealth, but maintaining it requires discipline and humility. Overconfidence can lead to poor financial decisions and loss of wealth. A balanced approach to enjoying wealth while being prudent is key to long-term success. Chapter 6. Tails, you win. In Chapter 6, Housel dives into the concept of tails in investing, those rare but impactful events that can significantly alter financial outcomes. He emphasizes that much of financial success is driven by a few extraordinary events or decisions rather than consistent, predictable growth. Understanding the tails, Housel explains that when it comes to investing, most people focus on the day-to-day fluctuations and trends, often overlooking the outliers, the tails. These events, which may seem infrequent or random, can have a disproportionately large impact on overall success. For example, a small number of investments may yield massive returns, while the majority may perform modestly. Understanding that investing is not about winning every time, but rather about capturing the significant successes is key to achieving financial success. The power of patience, Housel stresses that patience is essential when dealing with tails. Many investors become impatient and sell their investments at the first sign of trouble, missing out on the potential for extraordinary returns that might come later. He cites examples of successful investors who held onto their investments through volatility and uncertainty, ultimately reaping the rewards when the market rebounded. The importance of diversification. Another key point in this chapter is the significance of diversification in managing risk and capturing potential tails. By spreading investments across various assets, sectors, and geographies, investors increase their chances of benefiting from those rare, high-impact events while mitigating the risks associated with individual investments. Housel emphasizes that while diversification may dilute some gains, it is a critical strategy for enduring market fluctuations and capturing the upside of those rare but impactful events. Key takeaways from Chapter 6. Financial success often comes from a few extraordinary events rather than consistent performance. Patience is crucial to capitalize on tail events and avoid missing out on significant returns. Diversification is essential for managing risk and increasing the likelihood of benefiting from rare opportunities. Chapter 7. Freedom. In this chapter, Housel explores the profound relationship between money and freedom. He emphasizes that while money is often associated with material possessions, its true value lies in the ability to create choices and opportunities in life. The true value of money, Housel argues that the ultimate goal of accumulating wealth should not merely be about the numbers in your bank account or the assets you own. Instead, it should be about the freedom that money can provide. Financial independence allows individuals to make choices based on what they truly value rather than being constrained by financial obligations or the need to earn a paycheck. The story of the millionaire. Next door, Housel shares stories of individuals who exemplify this idea of freedom through their financial choices. For instance, he discusses the millionaire next door who lives a modest lifestyle despite having significant wealth. This individual prioritizes financial security and freedom over the trappings of materialism, allowing them to live life on their own terms. Money as a tool for independence. Housel emphasizes that money is a tool for independence, granting individuals the ability to pursue their passions, spend time with loved ones, and engage in meaningful activities. This perspective shifts the focus from accumulating wealth for its own sake to using it as a means to achieve a fulfilling life. The dangers of consumerism. While money can provide freedom, Housel cautions against falling into the trap of consumerism. Society often promotes the idea that happiness is found through material possessions, leading individuals to equate wealth with status and validation. However, Housel reminds us that true happiness comes from using money wisely to create meaningful experiences rather than accumulating things. Key takeaways from Chapter 7. The true value of money lies in the freedom it provides, not just in the numbers. Financial independence allows individuals to make choices based on their values and passions. Money should be viewed as a tool for independence rather than a measure of status or validation. Avoiding the trap of consumerism is essential for achieving true happiness and fulfillment. Chapter 8. The Man in the Car. In Chapter 8, Housel presents the thought-provoking story of the man in the car, highlighting how perceptions of wealth and success can often be misleading. This chapter encourages readers to rethink their motivations and the underlying psychology of their financial decisions. The story of the man in the car, Housel, describes a scenario where a man drives a luxury car through a neighborhood, hoping to impress others and gain admiration. However, the reality is that those who see him may not admire him at all. Instead, they may think, "I wish I had that car," without truly understanding the individual behind it or the sacrifices made to attain it. This story illustrates a critical point. Often, people seek validation through material possessions, believing that wealth will lead to respect or admiration. However, the truth is that many individuals may not recognize or appreciate those external markers of success. Instead, they may only see the car without understanding the story behind the person driving it. The illusion of status, Housel, emphasizes that chasing material possessions for status can lead to a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter how much one accumulates, there will always be someone with more, perpetuating a sense of inadequacy and desire for more. This chapter serves as a reminder that external validation is fleeting and ultimately unsatisfying. The true purpose of wealth. Rather than seeking validation through wealth, Housel encourages readers to focus on what truly matters, using wealth to create a fulfilling life that aligns with personal values and passions. The goal should be to build a life that brings happiness, not merely one that impresses others. Housel highlights the importance of genuine connections, experiences and relationships that contribute to a meaningful life, rather than relying on material possessions for self-worth. Key takeaways from Chapter 8. Perceptions of wealth and success can be misleading. External markers do not define an individual's worth. Chasing material possessions for status can lead to a cycle of dissatisfaction. True wealth should be used to create a fulfilling life aligned with personal values and passions. Genuine connections and experiences matter more than the possessions we accumulate. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. In this chapter, Housel emphasizes that true wealth is often hidden beneath the surface. Society tends to celebrate visible markers of wealth, such as extravagant lifestyles or luxury purchases, but genuine wealth is frequently discreet and understated. The hidden nature of wealth, Housel argues that authentic wealth is not about what one displays, but rather what one saves and invests. Many individuals who live frugally and save diligently often possess more wealth than those who flaunt their possessions. This chapter challenges the notion that wealth should be visible and encourages readers to redefine their understanding of financial success. For instance, Housel cites examples of wealthy individuals who live in modest homes, drive average cars, and dress simply. They prioritize saving and investing, focusing on long-term financial stability instead of short-term status. These stories highlight the idea that true wealth is more about security and peace of mind than outward appearances. The importance of saving. Housel stresses the importance of saving money as a foundational principle of wealth building. Saving allows individuals to create a financial cushion that provides security and freedom. He emphasizes that the ability to save is not just about income, but about spending habits and values. In discussing the psychology of saving, Housel points out that it is essential to develop a mindset that prioritizes delayed gratification. Those who understand that saving now leads to greater financial freedom in the future can resist the temptations of immediate consumption. This long-term perspective fosters a healthier relationship with money, allowing individuals to invest in opportunities that can lead to significant growth. The story of the richest people. You Don't Know Housel shares anecdotes about individuals who have accumulated significant wealth without drawing attention to themselves. These quiet millionaires often live modestly, invest wisely, and focus on building their financial future rather than seeking validation through external displays of wealth. For example, he highlights stories of successful business owners who prioritize reinvesting in their companies rather than purchasing luxury items. These individuals understand that wealth is built over time through consistent saving and prudent investment decisions, not through flashy expenditures. The Trap of Lifestyle Inflation. Housel also discusses the dangers of lifestyle inflation, where increased income leads to increased spending. Many people fall into the trap of upgrading their lifestyle as their income rises, which can prevent them from building wealth. Housel emphasizes that the key to financial success is not just earning more, but also maintaining a level of frugality that allows for saving and investing. He suggests that a sustainable approach to spending involves recognizing the difference between wants and needs. By focusing on what truly adds value to life, rather than succumbing to societal pressures to spend, individuals can foster a healthier relationship with money. Key takeaways from Chapter 9. True wealth is often hidden and is defined more by savings and investments than by visible possessions. Saving money is crucial for building a financial cushion and achieving long-term stability. Developing a mindset of delayed gratification can help individuals prioritize saving over spending. Lifestyle inflation can hinder wealth building, making it essential to maintain a frugal mindset even as income increases. Chapter 10. The Psychology of Money. In the final chapter, Housel summarizes the core themes of the book and delves into the psychology of money. He reflects on how emotions, beliefs, and individual experiences shape our financial decisions. The emotional aspect of money. Housel highlights that money is not merely a mathematical equation, it is deeply intertwined with emotions. People's experiences with money can evoke strong feelings: fear, anxiety, pride, and shame, all of which influence financial behavior. Understanding the emotional aspect of money is crucial for making informed financial decisions. For instance, someone who grew up in a financially unstable environment may approach money with a scarcity mindset, leading to overly cautious or risk-averse behavior. Conversely, those who had abundant resources might struggle with understanding the value of saving and managing risk. Personal narratives and financial decisions. Housel emphasizes that everyone has unique narratives that shape their relationship with money. These narratives can stem from family upbringing, cultural influences, and personal experiences. By recognizing and understanding these narratives, individuals can gain insights into their financial behaviors and beliefs. Housel encourages readers to reflect on their money stories and how those stories impact their financial choices. Are they spending to keep up with others, or are they investing in their future based on their values? This self-awareness can lead to more intentional and purposeful financial decisions. The importance of financial education. In the realm of personal finance, Housel underscores the need for financial education and literacy. Understanding concepts like compounding interest, risk management, and investment strategies is vital for making informed decisions. However, he also stresses that education alone is not enough. Individuals must also cultivate the right mindset to apply that knowledge effectively. A holistic view of wealth. Housel concludes the book by advocating for a holistic view of wealth. Wealth is not just about accumulating money. It encompasses experiences, relationships, and the freedom to live life on one's terms. He encourages readers to prioritize what truly matters in life, emphasizing that wealth should be a means to an end rather than an end in itself. This perspective fosters a healthier relationship with money, allowing individuals to pursue their passions and lead fulfilling lives. Key takeaways from Chapter 10. Money is deeply intertwined with emotions and personal experiences. Understanding one's money narrative is crucial for making informed financial decisions. Financial education is important, but cultivating the right mindset is equally essential. A holistic view of wealth encompasses experiences, relationships, and the freedom to live life authentically. Thank you for joining me on this journey through The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I hope this exploration of the principles and insights on wealth, saving, and the emotional aspects of money has provided you with valuable perspectives to enhance your financial understanding and decision-making. If you found this audiobook helpful, please consider sharing it with friends and family who may also benefit from its lessons. Don't forget to like this recording and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing knowledge on personal finance and investing. Thank you once again for listening. Until next time, take care and remember, true wealth is not just about what you have, but how you think about and manage your money.